Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez from the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. How's everyone doing? I'm just like, ho, ho, ho. We have our Christmas attire on this morning. Well, just Christmas hats, but so welcome. This is a show where you get your cup of inspiration, conversation, and motivation. So I'm excited to be on. This is a show where we conversate about trending topics, things that we enjoy as a community, and we like to highlight amazing women from our community. So that's who we are. Maria, do you want to introduce yourself, girlfriend?
Yes, good morning, everybody. So nice to be here again. I have to tell you, I woke up so tired this morning, but I think it's that change of seasons that we're going through right now, right? But I'm so happy to be here with everybody. Yeah, was there anything else you wanted me to say?
Oh, whatever you
Is that
want
good?
to say.
Yes. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Maria Paloma. I'm a wife, mom of three. I'm a full-time teacher, so I'm on winter break. Yay! And let's see, I'm also a consultant for RNF, Road and Fields, and I'm recently joined Now You Invest, which is a online platform that helps you invest wisely. So we'll talk more about that in a little while. So.
Yay, we're excited. Oh my God, it's break for you guys.
Yes.
So we have so thank you, Maria. We have the ladies jumping on. Liza, can you introduce yourself
Good
to
morning,
the
everybody.
viewers?
I'm laughing because I was telling my mentor teacher over the week, I'm like, this is the first time I've had 2 weeks off. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So
Hey, you're so right. This is
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
true.
Yes.
I'm like, I've never had 2 full weeks off. I'm like, and the studio's closed too. So I'm like, oh boy.
Ooh.
You
But
can have a great
anyways,
time.
my name is Liza, and I'm from Simply Destiny, not-for-profit organization that promotes suicide awareness in teens and youth. I'm also a mother of three, a teacher for CPS, and what else do I do? Uh, it's too early in the morning. Um,
It is.
I literally got up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late, and I'm like, oh wait, there's no school.
Yeah.
So I am basically just a mentor for young girls and kids, and we just focus on life and what's important, and try to make the best of every situation.
Good stuff. Thank you. Liza's awesome. Liza's being very modest. I think she does a million things. But the great thing, that's the perk, right? About being a teacher. You guys get summers off, you guys get vacations off, even though you work
Little
hard.
perk.
That's a little perk. I know you guys work super hard.
Well-deserved perk.
Yes, I think so. With all the work that you do with our children and the amount of hours that you invest outside of the classroom environment, I think you deserve that time off. So thank you so much,
Thank
because
you.
I wouldn't be
Appreciate
able to. Yeah, I don't know. I can't deal with my own kids. Mention like 30 of them. Like that would drive me bananas. So
it.
so of course we have to do this. The whole point of the show is gathering together and having conversation around a great cup of coffee, or for the non-coffee lovers, right? uh Tea. We want you to bring something. So we have is that spiked, Liza? That better not be spiked. No,
No, it's 7 in the morning. I'll stay away from that for now.
I'm just joking. So we love coffee, so it's coffee time. So I'm drinking a caramel coffee this morning. I
Yummy.
actually really like it. It tastes really sweet. I don't have to put anything in it because it has its sweet already. So that's what I'm drinking this morning.
Excellent.
That's a
What are
big
you
cup.
drinking? It is. So when I do my, what's it called? The K cups. I
Oh.
picked the biggest size. I was like,
Mhm.
we need the biggest size. That little teacup ain't gonna do anything for me. So go ahead, Maria. What are you drinking?
So I'm actually drinking. Um, I like to support local business, and so we have some friends who own a restaurant, and the restaurant is called Bias Marianaos, and they have two locations, and now they carry coffee. So I was so excited about that. This one is Carioca Espresso, so it's pretty yummy. And then my husband, who's also an entrepreneur, he um, knows Fanny, who makes Fanny's flan, and now Fanny's flan is also being carried at Vias Marinao. So we're so excited that our friends who are Latino entrepreneurs, by the way, Vias Marianao is a Cuban restaurant. They sell Cuban sandwiches, and they are
Yum.
delicious, guys. So we try to go there as often as we can. And so they have these cute little cups too now. So definitely, I invite
Nice.
you to support your local business and have a cup of coffee on the way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing. We love, and this is inspirational. Now I gotta go to coffee shops and find their coffees and definitely promote it on the air. That's so
Yeah.
cute. Thank you for sharing, Maria. How about you, Liza? What are you drinking?
I am a tea kind of person. I don't do coffee. Sorry.
So what
I'm
what
I'm
tea?
Okay.
I'm okay with actually I've been trying a combination of things because of all the, coronavirus, all that stuff. So I literally have been trying teas with more ginger,
Mhm.
um, cutting up like different lemons and oranges and things like that and boiling it and then just straining out all the excess. So it's a combination right now.
Wow,
Perfect.
that's really good. I love
Yeah.
ginger.
Sounds
I
delicious.
love it. Yeah, that's awesome. See, this is why I always talk about coffee because you kind of get someone's personality based off what they drink. I don't know. It's interesting, I guess, to just hear like how do you drink your coffee or what do you drink
Hmm.
in the morning? Because you hear all these creative things and when you know you're drinking ginger tea and and Maria's big on supporting small businesses, so she brings a different coffee all the time. So I love that. And just to share, if we supported our small businesses, just $50, right? Can you imagine how much money is going to go back into the economy, into
Hmm.
small businesses, into paying staff? Like small businesses is part of our economy. These big
Yes.
companies. I know it's easier to shop Amazon. Don't get me wrong. It is. It's
Hmm.
easier shopping
Yes.
Target. It is Walmart. These big companies provide, but the little guys, I just
Hmm.
saw a woman. Her whole entire toy store is closing down. I don't know if you guys saw that. So I think it was you, Liza, that shared it. I don't remember. And she's donating all her toys
Oh my
away.
gosh.
There
Um,
was that one, and there's one that I seen this morning. It was a black-owned winery. Same thing. They're going out of business because they just can't stay afloat anymore.
Right. Yes.
yeah.
It's very sad.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
people's dreams. These are
Yeah.
their dreams. So,
Yeah.
definitely shop local if you can and support your
For
small
sure.
business. So
Yeah.
thank you, Maria, for encouraging us to do that by doing what you do. So of course, we're gonna go into our first topic. And ladies, if you guys are watching, I see Mary says she loves Cuban sandwiches. I haven't had a Cuban sandwich in so long.
Mm.
She drinks her coffee with French vanilla coffee with creamer.
Mm.
So if you are watching now, I see that Angel's also watching because she said good morning, and I showed her comment earlier. Share what you're drinking with us live. Whatever it is, just share it. Whether it's a shake, whether it's a coffee, what are you drinking right now, and how you drink it. That's also part of we like our viewers to engage with us. So this is a time that I think Maria said, let's talk about this. I was like, okay, let's talk about this. Like, what is this? So, Maria, can you educate us on this?
Oh my gosh, yes, I love this kind of stuff. So, I'm a yogi at heart, and I actually was at a retreat yesterday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it was virtual, of course. It was in my house, but I follow a woman who's very much into, self-care, and yesterday marked the winter solstice. And what that is, it's actually the shortest day of the year, the longest night, and it marks the beginning of winter. So it is a change of season, right? And it is so important to kind of pay attention to these things. And of course, we've been paying attention to the seasons forever throughout the ages, right? There have been major things that have occurred because of them, like or have had people have made things to honor the change of season. So if anybody knows about Chichen Itza, which is the ruins, the Mayan ruins in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, one of their pyramids it's called the castle, but it's in honor of Kukulkan, who was their serpent deity. And so they honored deities in that time. And so the temple was built in such a way that during this time of the winter solstice and the spring equinox, or maybe it's the summer equinox, one of them, when the sun is setting, it creates a shadow on the side of the pyramid where they built a serpent. So the serpent's head is at the bottom of the pyramid. And as the shadow comes from the steps of the pyramid, it looks like the serpent is coming down the pyramid. So it is an amazing thing to see, and thousands of people flock to see this phenomena. But it also goes to show just the knowledge that these people had, and that they actually built it for that purpose so that they could see this happening. And so it also marked, the harvest time for them, and as it does for all of us, so it also, some people take it to mean a negative thing. It's a dark time. It's, Liza was saying that she read something about somebody saying it's the end of the world. Well, you can take from it what you want and you can create your own reality. But if you look at it, we've been here many, many years. So no, the world is not going to end. Okay. So just relax,
Not
It's
yet,
actually,
not yet.
no, it's not going to end. I promise. Okay. Um, so, you need to take it like what it is. And it is a change of season for all of us, just like, we change in summer and spring and fall. And this time, if we look at it like any other thing during the year or during our life, we have many opportunities to start over, to start anew. Our birthdays for one, maybe a new job, a new relationship, you buy a new house. It's always an opportunity for a new beginning. And so this time of year, because it is the end of the calendar year, and it's also this time that it is a dark time. Our days are shorter. Actually, after this day, the days will start getting a little bit longer, but it's still very dark, and it's you see it. It's very cloudy most days here where we live in Chicago. Um, and so it's a dormant time, right? It
Mm,
is a time when, our gardens go dormant, our fields go dormant. Why? Because they're busy getting ready to bloom in the spring. And so if we looked at it like that for ourselves, maybe it's a time for us to go inward and see, where can I change? Where can I, you know, what can I do to during this time to get ready for when I bloom in the spring. And I
mm,
love that it coincides with what we're doing here in our membership. We're busy making vision boards and planning and setting goals. And, why not really take the time? People have vacation during this time, the kids are home. Really sit back and think, what can we do during this time to, you know, do better than we did yesterday, do better. Than we did last season. So
stuff.
I just wanted to bring that to the group because I know you guys love all of that planning, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to bring this up because it is perfect. So,
It
so what does
is.
everybody think about that?
It is. Eliza, go. You want to go first? I have my own. Go for it.
I did see that. I was telling you guys this morning that I was up at like 3:30 in the morning. I could not sleep. And so I was, looking up different articles and stuff. And one reflection that it did have was like almost like a hibernation. And when you think about bears, they go into hibernation, they
Mhm.
rest, they restore, and then come spring, they come back out and they're like, let's start all over. So yeah, I do agree that, it is kind of like a rejuvenation period. So definitely.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, okay. So me, I know biblically I've heard of this stuff in the Bible and I've heard of preaching around this topic, but I never really got deep into it like I was sharing earlier, right? We have behind the scenes convos before we go on live and I was sharing, okay, me knowing me, I'm like, let me look this up biblically, right? And I'm like, let me see what this means biblically because I get what it means, in other religions and I know this is viewed worldwide and I like that this is the time of harvest and dormant and going inward, like you said. Like, luckily, I cleaned my yard yesterday and put all my gardening stuff away and put all my tools
There you
away and
go.
all my pots away.
Yeah,
Literally on Saturday, I was like, no, I'm cleaning everything.
yeah.
So I was out there just cleaning everything, putting my pots away. I understand, like, oh, buy plants. They're you gotta cover them with leaves and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because the winter could be brutal for some of them. So I was being mindful of my garden, and it, Jesus was born during a dark time. So in a time when, and I love Jesus, right? I'm a Jesus. I'm a whatever you want to call me, Bible banger, Jesus believer, whatever you want to call me. That's who I am, right?
You're a woman of
Um,
faith. You're a
I'm a
woman of
woman
faith.
of
Yes.
faith. Yeah, I'm a woman of faith. People like to say I'm from the ghetto side of heaven, whatever you want to say. But I like to say, I like to say it, right? Um,
Jesus
so
help her. Jesus help her.
Jesus help me, right? So I like to also look at the biblical view behind it, and all these cultures are celebrating winter solstice, right? And they're celebrating, they're making festivals around the darkest time of the year. But Jesus then was born, and right, in Jesus, the way, the truth, and the light, right? That literally, that's what he is, the way, the truth, and the light. So he was born during a time of the darkest time of the year, and he is the light. So I just thought, wow, how creative. Like, Jesus wasn't born in, we're not celebrating Christmas in summer
Mm-hmm.
or spring. Like, it has to be, this is like the perfect time. I mean, even Oh Holy Night, and
Yeah.
did you know that the Star of Bethlehem is coming out again
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
this time? I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yes.
I thought when my 13-year-old did this research and was like, "Oh, mommy, the star's coming out. The light is coming out." Yeah, and I thought
Mhm.
how sweet it is during a very dark time, and right now, COVID time, that this star is gonna reappear. It's almost like, to me, it feels like a promise or like a
Mhm.
reminder of who Jesus is for a
Yeah.
lot of us. So, just wanted to share my
Yeah.
that from all
It's
my research.
yeah, it's all it all comes down to hope. Like we can just never stop hoping that things will get better. This
Yeah.
too shall pass. I mean, those are all cliches and things like that, but again, like what has happened this whole year, if you really do go inward at this time, now we're hopeful that vaccine is here, things are going to get better, right? We can't be thinking this is going to go on forever. This has to
Mhm.
stop because we do have to get our lives back. Like we're talking about small business, they need to get that their businesses back up again. But
Yeah.
it's just hopeful that hopefully this year has has been an opportunity for people to reflect, like, why is this happening to us? Where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
Because we did. Somebody messed up somewhere, to
Someone
be
did
honest,
something.
somebody
Yeah.
did that, this had to happen. But now what do we do from now? From
Mm.
now on, what do we do from now on?
Yeah. And not to throw like a segue here, because I know this is not even a planned topic, but I really want to know about this vaccine stuff now. Now that you said it, like, I'm sorry, Maria. That's a great conversation right there. Like,
Yes.
are you getting the vaccine? I'm not, but are you
No.
getting the vaccine? And the viewers, are you guys getting the vaccine? Because I don't know, some of this vaccine is a little scary to me.
Well, again, it's like anything, it's brand new,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are very hopeful, right? They're going into it, taking it with the hope that this is the cure, this is the thing that's going to stop this from continuing its spread. And like anything new, um, because we are all individuals and our bodies are all unique, there are going to be reactions to it. As they mentioned, just here in Aurora, I believe there's a hospital that stopped giving them because a couple people had a reaction to it. But they expect that. It's like 0.15%
I did read that.
of
Yep.
people who will have a reaction. So are you going to be that person? We don't
Yeah.
know because we are just such unique individuals. Even the COVID itself, um, how it affects people. Some people die literally, and
Yeah.
some people stay home. They have a cold. They drink tea. They drink el vaporú, right? And they're fine. They're there for 2 weeks and then they're fine because it's so mild.
Good old
So
Vaporoo.
yeah, you drink the 7 Up. What is it, 7 Up or Sprite?
7 Up.
7-Up.
7 Up. Yep. Un 7 Up.
And you're
Un 7 Up. Te
cured.
cura.
Yes.
Lord.
But I'm joking about that. But you know what I'm saying. Some people just get it so mild, and then you have the extreme where people are dying because it's impacting every single organ of their body.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that we really truly don't know.
Yeah.
But we have to hope that this is the thing. Am I
Mm.
going to take it? I don't know. But I'm hopeful it works. When it works for like 6 months, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll take it.
Well, yeah, I know that's a trial. And
Mhm.
Liza, go ahead. What are you gonna do? You're gonna take it. What are your thoughts on it? And then we can talk more and then go to our next topic.
Honestly, I'm not going to do it right now if I were to do it at all. The analogy I used over the weekend and somebody laughed at me. I was like, it's kind of like when they bring out the new cell phones. What happens? They bring out the new cell phones and they blow up or the
Yeah.
screen cracks or something, and all of a sudden they got to send it back and they got to make a new,
The
model, and then they bring
recall.
it out
Yes.
again. And then they're like, okay, let's try this one more time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait a couple cycles before I, start thinking about taking that vaccine. But unfortunately, yes, I do know a few people that took it personally and did
Mhm.
have a reaction, and it's just like, it's very scary because, like you said, you don't know who's gonna get really sick and who's gonna be okay. So I
Mhm.
might go take it and be fine, but then I have you know, that probability of I could
Sure.
end up in the hospital, and
Mhm.
that's scary in itself. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait a few cycles.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder how people in healthcare that are being mandated, right, to
Yeah.
get the vaccine, how they feel about it. Like, I think I would have an issue. And I understand that I'm in the front line and I understand the sacrifice that they're making, and we're not knocking that down whatsoever. But I wonder if there are nurses or healthcare providers that are against, and maybe someone's
Mhm.
already did the research and can share it and and put it in the chat and conversate with us, but have are healthcare providers okay with this? Are they comfortable with getting the shot? Because I know I'm not I mean, thank God, we've been good, my family. I
Mhm.
mean, a couple of us, I think, like my father and my sister did get COVID, but they're good, they're healthy, it passed, right?
Mhm.
It was definitely a little when it happens, you're like, oh my God. I know other families, it hasn't been so nice for
Mhm.
them, and
Mhm.
a lot of people are losing their lives because of this. And one person told me, we're in a war. I was talking to someone, they're like, we're in a war. It's like we're fighting for our lives here. And it's like,
Mhm.
for the Hispanic and Black community, I can
Oh yeah.
totally see that. It
Yeah.
seems like we are, right? We have larger families.
Mhm.
Um it's kind of hard, to not congregate, not get together as a family when you have like
Mm.
30
Yes.
people in the family. Like, how do you do
Yeah.
that? So yeah, so I would wonder how that feels for people. So I was just curious to see what you guys thought
Mhm.
around
Mhm.
that topic. But let's go into where we got a couple more topics to talk about, but we wanted to definitely still, because Maria is the money person here, right? She's the investor.
Oh, I
She
was like,
has the tools. No,
not like I have all the money, but okay.
well, you know more than what we know, right? You're the expert in this area. So, we wanted to talk about our relationship with money. What is your relationship with money? And I have a great story, but I'll let you guys talk first about the relationship with money. So, I don't know, Maria, how do you want to kick it off?
Sure. Yes, I think we touched upon this last week, and we were saying, that's one topic that it's sort of taboo to talk about money, and I'm not even talking like, having a conversation over like how much money you make, like not even that. That's very, private or whatever. But more like, what do you do with it in terms of how do you make it grow, right? So we talked a little bit about, some of the um, products that our banks offer, savings accounts, high yield interest savings account, or CDs, certificates of deposit, or even some of them even offer like transfer your money, we'll give you $300, I've done that. But it's like easy way to make money. But long term, we're talking like, what are your plans? Like, do does your employer offer 401k? If you're a teacher, they offer 403b. So those are retirement accounts. Are you familiar with them, and are you taking advantage of them? Because some employers match your deposit. So that's easy money right there. So it's not just about, money in and of itself, but like, what do you do, and what kinds of decisions are you making in terms of the long term, the long haul?
Yeah.
We cannot depend on Social Security. We cannot depend on that, because we're so young, right? By the time we retire and we're in our 70s, 80s, 90s, like, we cannot be depending on that. We need to be doing something now so
Proactive.
that we can protect ourselves financially.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so great investments are, property, whether it's just your own home or rental property, things like that, where real estate very rarely loses its value. Other things lose your value, like your car, things like that lose value.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing, and the way that you can make the most of your money is to invest it, right? And so here we're talking about stocks. There's so many ways to invest your money. Right now, I'm just learning about stocks because there's Bitcoin and there's all that other stuff going on, which is wonderful if you want to learn about it, right? So I'm learning about this, and I talked about this a little bit in my Facebook Live, where it's scary, it's intimidating, and honestly, you know, when I would think of investment, I was like, oh my God, no, I need like 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 to invest. I don't have that invest. I don't have that kind of money to be playing around with the market. Well, no, I've learned that you don't need thousands and thousands of dollars. Maybe with 300, 400, $500, investing in like penny stocks or stocks that are $1 or $5, under $10, and growing your money that way, where you are actually buying stock, you see it grow a little bit, and maybe you pull out of it, you sell it, you buy it and you sell it. So, and this is not something you have to do daily, or you have to sit in front of your computer hourly. This is something you can do on a week basis, just monitoring what's happening in the stock market.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so Now You Invest is an online tool that gives you that information.
Mm. That's good.
It is just an online tool where you can plug in the ticker. That's what they call the name of the company. So, for example, Apple. Everybody loves Apple, right? Everybody's interested in Tesla. What's Apple, Tesla doing? Those are the big ones. Well, Apple is spelled APPL. The ticker is, I believe, AP. Oh, now I can't. APL.
APP, ain't it? Or APO?
Is
Yeah.
it just PP? So it's not APPLE like the word Apple. So it's shortened.
They all have acronyms,
So
right?
it's
They
like a
all have
little,
acronyms.
it's a shortened version of their name. And so
Yeah.
that's the ticker. And that's how you find them through the stock market. So when you put that into the Now You Invest, it will actually tell you how the stock market is doing by the minute, by the day, by the week, by the month. And you see all of that information live, like what's happening right this second. And it gives you a suggestion of when to buy and when to sell
Yeah.
so that you are profitable. And it limits your risk to 3% so that you are not losing more than 3% of the money that you are putting wherever you're buying. So the other side of it is that you need a brokerage account. You need something like Robinhood or E-Trade or something like that, where that actually has your money. So you go to Now You Invest, do your research, then you go to your brokerage account and you do the transaction of buying your stock or selling it or whatever it is that you want to do with it. And so that's where your money sits. And so I
Nice.
am representing Now You Invest, which is the platform
The
that gives you the
tool.
information. And I can show you how to use it. And it is a membership account, so you pay a monthly fee. And yeah, so
This
that's
is
where we're at now. So it's just really exciting to learn all of this stuff.
this is good. And I guess where we really want people is the money mindset, right? Where's the money mindset at? Where is your money? And Liza, you actually are an expert in finances as well, in the side of credit, budgeting. You used to
Mm,
do bankruptcy. You worked with law firms for 20 plus years. And I know that you don't give yourself enough credit because you do have a lot of knowledge in that area, and as someone, as Liza, she's seen people were at the point of, maybe they weren't making right money decisions,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
Because there is a connection to the way that you see money in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
just be honest. If you grew up, and some of my coaches say, a broke mindset, a lack
Mhm,
of money mindset, a fear mindset, of money, scarcity mindset, because it happens. We
mhm,
were raised a certain way, you know. We're gonna carry that down to our kids. Those habits are still
mhm.
something that we learn from our parents. We watch them how they spent their money, and then we're gonna be like, "Well, this is how you're supposed to manage money." That because you're just watching, you observe, even though you have no clue. Your parents. I don't know about me, but my parents never said, "Look, this is the type of bank account that I have,"
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
and this is how I
Mhm.
put my money away. Like,
Yeah.
no, they never said any of that. If even if they did, so Liza, give us your perspective on your relationship with money, and not you personally, but in general, if you want,
Mhm.
and share with us your thoughts on this whole investing thing.
Like, I think the biggest thing is what you said, it's intimidating. So like for myself, I have a son that's about to be 18 in a few weeks, and all he talks about is like forex trading and all those other things.
Mm,
And he's like, when I turn 18, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And he's always telling me these things, and he's like, Mom, it doesn't even take a lot of money. And I'm like sitting there going, I'm not giving you my money because that's scary to be able to be like, here's $200 or here's $500, go trade them, and then not even know if I'm ever going to see those $200 or $500 again. And I do think that does, I say this word a lot, generational, because you're right. My mom robbed Peter to pay Paul. That was the mindset I grew up with, was you do whatever it takes to make sure the bills are paid. And so for a very, very long time, that was the mindset that I had. Like I couldn't, you know, she would always tell us, and to this day, I still catch myself doing it. You pay everything first, your rent, your light, your like whatever, you pay all that first. Even if you stay broke, you would make, and she'd go, but you're going to be broke in your house with your lights on, And I'm like, yeah, that's really not helping me right now because I'm sitting here with no money in my pocket,
yes.
but the same thing, like when I was 13, my mom literally would give me her checkbook. Okay, sit down and write out all the checks for all the bills. And I would do that, but she never showed me like, how, finances as far as like where was the money coming from and how
Mhm,
much was she
mhm,
making and what were we saving or
mhm.
anything like that. And
That's
before my
that's
mom,
what, that's really smart. I'm not trying to cut you off, but the fact that your mom made you write checks out,
oh, she did.
you know how
Mhm,
many people don't know how to do that correctly?
mhm,
She did.
mhm,
13 years old, and I would sit there with the checkbook, write out every single check. Then this is what she would do to us, and it's so funny because we joke about it now because we laugh because this was like a ritual for us. So then Friday night we'd sit down, we'd write out all the checks, we'd balance whatever, and then she would literally take us to the different places that she owed money, and she'd be like, "Okay, go in and pay the bill."
mhm.
So we were responsible for making sure that everything got taken care of. But at the same time, she didn't show us how to save. She didn't show us any of that. So when I finally had my two girls and moved out on my own, it was kind of like, now what? Because I mean, I had the basics, but I didn't have the know-how, you know what I mean? And so it's a lot. It's very intimidating. And I think for me, working with families, the biggest thing I see is that a lot of these families are coming from poverty level situations. So they don't, to sit there and go, oh, you need to invest is like, how do I tell them that when
Yeah.
they're barely surviving? So,
Yeah, and I would think that's a whole different situation because we need to first get them out of that. And that is why I'm becoming so passionate about this, because that gap between the wealthy and those in the poverty level or people in the middle class, that gap is getting bigger because those wealthy people, that's what they do. They
Mhm.
know how to manage their money in the stock market. This is how they're making their money. So that's why we need to learn to do this. So people, I personally feel like people who are at that poverty level, we need to get them out of there first, get them to school, get them good jobs, and then teach them how to manage their money. And again, the mindset of like you have to have the latest thing, you have to have the shoes or the label, or maybe change your mindset about
Yeah.
that first so that you can grow your money and get out of we have those pressures of society. Like you have to have the label and you have to have the shoes, and our kids, I know my kids, they learned the hard way too. Now they're older, they work, and they say, I wanted this. I said, okay, well, save your money and then go buy it. So now they see, well, maybe not. Maybe I don't need Nike. Maybe I can get Adidas instead of Nike because they're not as expensive or whatever. I'm just throwing those names out there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, check it
Yeah.
out. The shoe is just as good, you know?
Yeah.
And, I just bought a car in June, and I bought a 2014. And as I was sharing with people, I was so excited of my new car. I was like, it's new to me. Um, and I just said, I don't need a brand new car. The car has four wheels and it gets me where I need to go. So I
Right.
don't need a brand new car, knowing also that the minute I drive it off the lot, it's half the price already. You
Yeah.
know, so things like that is literally changing your mindset about what are you going to do with the money that you do have.
Yeah. That's good. And I got cut off. Sorry, guys.
I know that's
Um,
okay.
but I'm here. But I'm back. But I'm back. So, and definitely people that are jumping on, share what your thoughts are behind the of money, and do you have a healthy mindset of money? And when I got cut off, Liza was talking about how you were paying checks, and I hear you're talking about how you're making kids pay their bills, right? So many adults, when I used to do the financial literacy, don't know how to write a basic check.
Mm, mhm.
And you inspired me, Liza. Like, I think it's time now. It's time to start making my kids know how to write a check out, right? Because like how quickly people can steal your account, your credit, your I'm sorry, the checkbook information. Like, let's say someone sends you a check. If you don't fill that baby right correctly and space, take up all that space
Put
where
all
you're
the
supposed to put the
lines, the
numbers,
zeros with the
squiggles.
X's.
Exactly. So squiggles, so take up all the space, right? How
Yeah.
quickly someone could just put an extra little zero right there and just say,
Mhm.
"Oh, we're making these $25 into 250, 250, right? Or 2,500, right?" People can really do that stuff, but
Mhm.
I won't forget one time, um, one of my coaches or mentors, I remember, I had my store where I was selling Avon, right? And it was at the buyer's market. I had like a little storefront there, and I was like 21, like selling my Avon product and stuff like that. And I remember like I had money and I shoved it in my purse, like just shoved it, like took the dollar bills and shoved it. And I remember she's like, "You don't do that to your money. You take care of your money. You love your money. Pull it out, fix it, make it look pretty. Don't just shove it and wrinkle it inside your purse. I mean, you don't care about it. If you take care of money, it's gonna take care of you." So I was like, "Oh, I never thought of that." So now it's like, "Oh, let me make sure I have a cartera, like a nice, pretty way of
Yeah.
putting my dollars away." Not that I carry cash. I rarely carry cash, anyways. But that in itself stuck with me. Like, oh, the way I handle money is a representation of how I see money. So if I'm just balling it up or grabbing it and throwing it and like whatever, like I
Mhm.
don't let pennies go. Like
No.
I don't care. That one penny, there's so many people that throw out money. They'll sweep
Yeah.
up, find a penny and throw it in the garbage. Like, you're going into the into the piggy bank, Um and it's so funny because we're a shortage, right? A coin
Yeah.
shortage.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pennies in this house. So, I got plenty of coins if they need some coins. Yeah. So, because if you save it and you save enough, it's a good amount of money if you save all your coins, right? Like a little
Mary
vacation.
just beat me to the punch. She said,
Yeah.
not putting your purse on the
Yes.
floor. My mom hated that. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's bad,
Bad
bad
luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
juju.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that. Well, I thought it's because of the bacteria, because
That too. That too.
My mom would be like, get your purse off the floor. I'm like, okay, lady, calm down.
yeah, yeah, take care of your purse
Yeah.
where your money goes, and that is a mindset thing, right? Like
Mhm.
the fact that like scarcity is a real deal, poverty is a real
Yes.
deal, and I think we in our community are very proactive of doing things with our money. Like, what do we do with our money? How do we invest? How do we save? How do we make a profit? I'm at least me, I'm always saying, especially with you guys, like, you better make some money out of this. Stop giving your knowledge for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're, and I like to be proactive where we sell to one
Mhm.
another, support each other as a community and the membership. Like, what are your promos? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Share your content, share, because we need to make money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, free stuff ain't paying my bills.
Yeah.
So let's just be real. And it might sound very callous, and might sound to someone with the mindset of scarcity might see that as, oh, they're trying to take advantage of me,
Right.
or no,
Yeah.
no, I'm just trying to pay bills. Like, this is
Yeah.
just reality. If you get upset, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
You know.
But
So
see, that's the thing. People with that mentality also feel like we'll go back to when I joined the cohort, I was still stuck in that mindset of like, I don't spend money on myself. So I think a lot of times too, women, running a household, they think I'm not going to spend all that money on myself because I have other obligations that I need to
good
worry
point.
about. So, I mean, in those situations, yeah, it is a scarcity mentality because you're thinking about like, if I spend this, then I'm not going to have for this. And so, you know, like I said, growing up, it was hard because my mom was the same way. She never spent money on herself. Like she would take care of us, make sure we were, and she would always say your kids are a reflection of yourself. So if we were dressed and clean and all that stuff, then she was doing her job.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's a
that's
good point.
interesting that you say that, Liza, because I know that there is a statistic out there somewhere that when the woman in the family is knowledgeable or educated, or, I mean, we run the household. Come on. We know that, right? Like, yeah, we may have a partner, we may have a husband, but like we're in charge. Like we do the bills, we do the buying, we do the grocery, we do that. So once that person in that household is knowledgeable or educated, or just knows more, then the whole household grows, and the whole household is enriched and empowered. And so I love this community for that reason. But also, I'm seeing my role to really empower women to take
Mhm.
hold of this, because
Yeah,
we know men know that most of men know, are knowledgeable about the stock market. They're knowledgeable about, they take the checkbook and they say, Here's money for you." Maybe, a lot of households are like that, where the male head of
provides.
household
Yeah,
provides and says, "This is how much you can spend on groceries," or whatever. I think I was blessed in my household. We just share everything, and actually I just run the checkbook. But what I'm saying is, statistically, when the woman is knowledgeable, educated, or just knows more about something, the whole household grows and is empowered.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if we can teach women to do this, even start small, where open a savings account and a checking account, maybe put $10 a week into that savings account, without, just don't even think about it. You know,
yeah,
have your employer do it, or some, now you can do an automatic transfer from one account to another, and just let it grow. And then once you have a nice chunk of money, now what do you do with it? Maybe you want to start with a CD, which is a certificate of deposit. It sits in your account for, I mean, the rates are awful right now, but it's just a learning curve. Like, what can you, small things that you can do now to grow that money, so that then you can do something big,
yeah,
whether it is, buying a home. I mean, that is like many, a dream for many people.
yeah,
So, you start small and then you can grow that. So it's it's a challenge, and we do have to cut back. Maybe eating out less. Things like that.
Yeah.
So if you really want to make a difference, start small, be mindful, and go that route. So.
That's good. Start small, get practice. When I got
Mhm.
into the Now You Invest tool, because I do use it. I'll be honest with you. I looked at the $100 and I said, I could probably spend this on food or bills, but what am I? I'm not gonna get a return on that. I'm just being honest. Like, if I take this $100, like very quickly, someone can go eat at a restaurant, spend 40, $50
Mhm.
like that, and you'll
Yep.
eat your money,
Yep.
and you'll poop it, and you'll never get that back. You know, it'll feel
Okay,
good.
TMI.
Let's just be honest. You'll never. It's a right away gratification, an instant
Instant, yeah.
gratification. We're
Mhm.
not big on delayed gratification,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And we're never taught like the delay part, the investment part, the toil, the soil, right? It's for to get the harvest part. We don't work. We don't talk about that stuff.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? No, I'm gonna take the $100. I'm gonna put it in the market and see what happens, right? And I used the tool and I did my research. Actually, it's grown $30 in 1 month.
There you go. There you go.
So I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, because
Mhm.
Robin tells you how much you put in, how much, and now it shows you 30
Mhm.
bucks in 1 month. The percentage
Mhm.
is far greater than putting it in a
Yeah.
CD. I was just gonna say that
Yes.
because a CD
Yeah.
is like point
Yeah, they're
zero
bad.
one
Yeah.
percent or something
Mhm.
crazy.
Right.
So the fact that it's grown 30%, what's that percentage?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I just said it 30%. It's
Yeah.
grown $30, it's grown
Yeah. Yeah.
30%.
Yes.
So the investment rate is a lot more than just putting it in a CD. I just
Yeah.
kind of wanted to throw that out there. But it's a risk. It is a risk getting
Mhm.
into the market, just like anything. But like your Maria and her husband say, you're just trying to go you're just trying to go for the hit, just to go around the base. You're not trying to do the grand slams, you're not trying to do the
Yes.
slam dunks. You're just trying to get by. So
Mhm.
I wanted to
Yes.
just throw that out there. So this is a good
Yeah.
conversation. Um, Ladies, let's go into our next topic because I know everybody's wondering Christmas and winter break 2020. This is an interesting this is an interesting year. So,
Yeah.
what are you ladies doing and all even our viewers take advantage of this time? I love the in word, the be quiet. What are you ladies doing? And our viewers too can answer that.
Mhm. Yeah, so I come from a big family. There's my mom lived with me for a long time. She just passed away a year ago. So every holiday was my house because especially the last year of her life, she just had a lot of, knee pain, and she was just pobrecita, she was in pain all the time. So she didn't want to leave the house. So everything was at my house, Mother's Day, Easter, Christmas, everything was at my house.
You were the
So
party house.
yeah, I was. And it was very tiring. It was a lot of work. And I started to get really grumpy. Oh, it's another gathering. But now I miss it. I'm like, I don't see anybody. Now
Oh.
we get together online on Sundays. We do Zoom with the family. And that's why, last night I was so emotional because we actually connected with some cousins in Mexico. And I really miss it. But again, it gives me time to just be with my kids, just the five of us, and just get together, us five, and us talk instead of having a room full of 30 people and not having those connections. So also I used to go to my sister's house and make tamales, and she's the chef, she runs the show, she just says do this, put this, and I just do it. I don't know how to make tamales. um, so this year I said, okay, you know what? Let's make empanadas. It's close enough to tamales and they're easier. so we're gonna make it empanadas here. The four of us, Miguel won't help, my husband, but the four of the three kids and me. So we'll just make as many empanadas that will last us. Maybe we'll freeze some, or maybe we'll just eat them all. I don't know.
Whatever floats your boat, it's kind of like Christmas is kind of like a free for all, like
Exactly. So that's
nice.
our plan. And I'm going to try to make mole for New Year's. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I'll let you know how that goes. I've never
So
made it before.
green, red, or right, there's different kind of
Yeah,
moles.
there is. I'll make red. Yeah.
Red,
I bought the
nice.
chile and everything already. So
Nice red. I like red mole too. Awesome. We're
Yeah.
gonna go to your house for mole. So, what about you, Liza? What are you doing for the winter break? You said that this is the first time you're off for 2 weeks. So
Yeah,
I.
that's you're gonna love it, girl.
It's crazy because we always close down the studio for 2 weeks for the last 2 weeks of the year. So that I already know, like, okay, I get it. This is the one time of the year that we close. We don't ever close throughout the year. So I'm like, okay, now I really don't know what I'm gonna do with myself because I'm gonna be off from school 2 weeks, off from teaching 2 weeks, and then off from the studio for 2 weeks. I'm like, I have nothing to do. And
But you
my
have
kids, I'm
stuff to
like an
do.
empty nester already because my son's never home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting to see what I can figure. I'm going to probably just be Netflix and chill, I guess.
Well, Liza, I think I have some things you can do.
Go ahead. Jennifer has some ideas for you.
Oh
Because
my God.
for those that are watching, Liza and Maria both took the coaching program, and we were very strategic on our goals while they were in the program. And there's still some items that she needs to check off her
Well,
list. So
There you go.
I could see this book taking place
um,
in the next
Ooh, there
oh, I
we
week.
think I'm losing
go.
connection.
Oh, you're avoiding this conversation.
Uh,
So
Oh,
the accountability is real here.
darn
So
it.
just putting that out there, but I understand it is a time of rest. You
Mhm.
deserve it. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
because you are also going to school for your masters, you're working, you have a business. You got like 5 businesses, but you don't mention all of them. So, it's just something that I get it. But, it's a nice thing to know that you have a lot of idle time. It's like, oh, what can I do with my time today, right?
mhm.
I bought so much stuff off of Amazon for all this crafting I was going to do. And I'm like, maybe I'll be crafting for the next 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, record and share it on TikTok or share it on Facebook so we can
There you
see
go.
what you're
Yeah.
doing, and we can learn. I'm not a yeah. I like to get like I just refinished my mantle. So okay,
Mhm.
I that was out of the blue. I was just bored and I just like painted that thing and redid the whole thing, and it was I like to that stuff like painting or stripping or woodwork. I like that stuff. That's something I don't know about crafting, like glittery stuff, and I don't know about
Well,
all
it's not
that.
necessarily
I'm
just
like,
glittery stuff, but I mean, see, and when I say crafting, I even mean like this year during the pandemic, like trying to keep my mind busy was a challenge. So I think for me, I started doing canvas painting, and I'm not a painter. I'm not
okay.
artistic at all. So I literally have like a whole cabinet of paint. I do have, like you said, the glittery stuff, but then other little odds and ends things that I saw like on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, I want to try that.
Oh, see that's the glittery stuff because
Oh,
I see
as
it
a
on
matter of
TikTok.
fact, so like the love word in the back, you can't really see it too well,
Oh,
but that I had seen on TikTok, and it's essentially the letters, and then I printed out a bunch of pictures and then Mod Podged them onto the letters. So the
oh,
letters are actually filled with all my kids and
oh,
my
Oh,
how nice,
significant other. So, and
nice.
the other day, so Maribel came in and she was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" And I'm like, "I saw it on TikTok."
oh, nice. See, that's
That's
good.
nice.
I like that. See, yeah, Mary said glitter is
Crafting glitter.
uh
Crafting
crafting
glitter.
glitter. Yeah. And I think that's why this year we did
That's
vision
funny.
boards digital because I just didn't feel like cutting things. So Mary said I am
Mhm.
off the week after Christmas and doing the clean the house before New Year. I know a lot of people
Yes.
are doing that cleaning, the deep cleaning. Good morning, ladies. All good information. She's sharing. I'm afternoon on 12/24 for a couple of days. I'm going to organize my living room. So there you go. Like there are
Mhm.
projects that we're all
Mhm.
taking on. For me, I guess my biggest thing is, you can't do things with the kids, right? So
Mhm.
I'm really big on researching these light shows, the drive-throughs.
Nice.
We already went to 2 drive-throughs. Aurora has one that you can drive
Mhm.
through that's for free, and we
Yep.
went to that. That was pretty cool. Um, the drive wasn't that great because it was at least an hour away,
Yeah.
back and forth for
Yes.
a drive through. But I
Yeah.
said, you know what, the girls deserve it. Um, and then I did the one that's by the Gubert's Farm drive through
Oh,
show.
okay.
That one was like, whoa, like I felt like it was a really nice that live show too. So
Is
that
that the
one,
one with the music also?
yeah, they're
Some
both
of them have oh, both of
yeah,
them. Okay,
they're both
cool.
music. You just put the station and then you just drive through
Oh,
to see all the decor. Gubert's Farm, I think it was where is Gubert's Farm? Somebody tell me.
I
It's
have no idea.
Barrington, Illinois. I think it's
I
by
think
over
you're right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really fun. So I'm actually just looking for activities that we can go that are more economical, that are light shows, even a house. Like Romeoville has this famous house. So I've been researching this that you just go
Mhm.
to it and watch their light show in their personal house.
Hmm,
Um,
cool.
so little things like that, and I even stumbled upon, like, I went for a jog and I stumbled upon this house, a super decorated, like a super decorated house in my neighborhood. I said, I'm gonna take the girls just to look at these decorations, and
Mhm,
they have a nice big nativity scene. Talking about
mhm.
it's big, so I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah. So just I'm doing
Yep.
more of those type of activities
Mhm,
with the kids, just trying to take them out. My daughter wants to go ice skating, so I'll see how I figure
mhm.
that one out. um, Maybe I'll just put water and hose down the backyard and just say, "Go skating right there."
Well, it'll be cold this weekend. You'll
It'll
be
Yeah.
able to do that. Yep.
Yeah, so that's the type of stuff that I'm
Yes.
trying to do besides doing a lot of planning. Like Maria said, like I am,
Mhm,
going inward and really trying to see, like, what do I want 2021 to really look like? What do I really want to focus on? What are the benchmarks that we're really trying to hit for our programs? And I think right now it's the biggest time. If you're an entrepreneur, don't sleep. This ain't for
mhm,
me. It's more of my time to really push my membership program, right? Because that's what we do. We get
mhm.
together and try to sell and share our promos and support one another. So I'm like, no, you can't just chill, watch Netflix. You need to work, Jennifer. The voice
Is
in
that a
my head.
personal dig?
No, this is my own dig. I talk to myself like this, right?
She's
There's like,
talking to all of us like that, Liza.
yeah, well, actually, you missed the meeting on
Yeah,
Saturday in our membership because I did kind of go in, not you personally, but I was like, this
all
is
of
the
us.
time. Yeah, you go, you have a database. The coach Jen came out from the retreat, like, go and call them, and
Yeah,
and I'm sure whoever was there will verify the how I was
I was
what I
there.
was saying. Yeah,
Like,
Maria was
"Okay."
there, but
I was like, "Yes, okay."
but it's true right now. It's a perfect time to connect with people and share what you're offering. Like, if your service is good and you have a good service, there's nothing wrong with promoting it.
Mhm,
And I think we feel like, oh, I'm crossing the
mhm.
boundaries, or I'm gonna offend people right now if I reach out to them. Like, no, like, hey, how are you?
Right.
Happy
Mhm.
holidays. Check out my TikTok, whatever you want to say. Or, I got the
Yeah.
membership going. I'd probably say, I got the membership going because it
Mhm.
is beneficial to women. It's not
Yep.
like I'm hurting anybody.
But
Right.
I think
Um,
on that note, I think there has to be some type of personal relationship too.
of
Because when I
course.
get bombarded with all these like Facebook requests and then it's like 30 seconds later you accept and you get hit up with a promo, it's like that's a total turn off, like
Oh,
Yep.
for
that's
me.
not the
Yes.
same. That's not the
No,
same. I'm
no,
talking
no.
about I'm not talking about like just people you don't know. I'm talking about like people you do know. Like happy holiday. Like
Yeah.
if you have them on your phone, you probably have a personal
Yeah.
relationship with them. But yeah, no, I hate that stuff too. The whole Facebook, you don't know me and you're trying to sell to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
understand.
total
Yeah.
turn off.
Yeah, I
That's
understand.
not cool.
But,
Yeah.
it must work to a certain extent. Just
Yeah.
saying, because they're obviously doing it for a reason. Not that I'm saying I'm
Mhm.
not encouraging it. I like the relationship, the be connecting with one another. That's more about what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
don't twist my words, Liza.
No. We're harvesting.
I'm just putting out my disclaimer.
Yes. Yes.
So then what motivates you, right? Because this is the time that people are gonna get sluggish. This not and I probably will. I'm not even
Mhm.
gonna lie. I already know myself. I'll probably eat a pie and then eat a pastel and then like get all sleepy at the end of the week. But I'm like, no, I have so much I need to get done before the new year, right? Like projects. So what motivates you, ladies? And viewers, you can
Yeah.
answer the same thing.
Yeah, but it's okay to be sluggish from now and then. Like you said the other day, you took a nap the other day. I don't usually take a nap, and I ended up taking a nap like 2 days after you said. I was like, you know what, the heck with that. I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a nap, and it was wonderful. It's like, so what? I need to take care of myself in
Yes.
order to get this other stuff done that I need to do. So even if you are a little bit slower this time of year, just know that you're going to get right back into it. And maybe you're doing things in order to be on your game when you come back. You need to slow down a little bit. Maybe take your mind off and do a craft,
Yeah.
or just go outside of your house and do something like
Do your whole
get some fresh.
fireplace,
Yeah,
even just
redo your whole mantle, so something like that. But what motivates me is just like I had mentioned that and if anybody watched my Facebook Live, that I've been on this journey for about 2.5 years, just like, and I think I turned 50. I'll be 55 next month. I know you guys don't believe it. You thought I was only like 30. I know, but so, but when I turned 50, I think it really was a turning point. Like, man, what have I done? Like, I'm getting old, and I got to do something. Like, so I think that that's at that point I really started looking to see what what was I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing here? So I think
Mm.
I finally found my niche and what I want to do. Um, and I'm going to be retiring soon from teaching, whether I like it or not. It's my contract, a dang contract. But I'll only be like 61 or 62. Like, I'll be so young. So what am I going to be doing? So I want to travel and I want to do so many things.
Ah,
So I feel like what I'm doing now is kind of what we're talking about, right? I'm planting and sowing things so that I'm going to harvest in a couple years so that I can just truly relax and retire. But I know myself. I am not one to just be like, yeah, I'm retired. I'm just going to go lounge by the pool every day. I will be doing something. So,
yeah, I can't. Like, I think I'll never be that person
yeah.
either. Like, I could
No.
do it a couple days, but then it's like, no, I
Right.
gotta do something now productive
Yes,
with my life.
exactly. So
I
that's what motivates me. It's that, it's only what, 6 years, 7 years from now. It's not a long time. So
yeah,
like,
it
where do I want to be and at that point?
for sure, for sure.
Motivate me. Mhm.
Before we go to Liza's response, I just gotta share some stuff right here. We have Yamala. She's saying good morning. Mary said all I needed was the bullhorn. I guess.
Yes.
That's so funny, Maria. I had this bullhorn at the retreat, and I
Oh
was
my
like
Lord.
every couple of minutes, like I was even Liza knows what she's talking.
Oh my goodness.
So
That's
that's all
hilarious.
I needed on Saturday.
I was
Um,
gonna pay Ness to hide it.
she probably would have not done it. She'd be like, "No, my mom's gonna kill me." uh, Yamalet, she was like, "Yes, those are the worst. I hate those. I'm with you, Liza. Like the spamming inside the messages."
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
Mary said, "Listening to your body is so
Yes,
important."
absolutely.
And then Yamala said, "I love me some naps. I wish I had the time to get more of the
Yes,
naps."
yeah,
And of course, Mary says, "Smile motivates me, making people having hitting their goals." That's a good one.
yeah,
That's also a big motivator for me. So
yeah.
so
Mhm.
Liza, what motivates you?
Oof. I mean, I think right now, and this was something that I went through when we were doing the cohort, was kind of like what Maria just said about our age. Like, I'm going to be 48 this year. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, I feel old. Like, and I've been saying that for a year now. After losing my daughter, I felt like the last 10 years just flew by. Like, I don't even remember what the last 10 years were like. So then when I finally made that decision to like go get my master's, go into teaching, doing all these things, I really hit a point where I just felt like I didn't know what to do anymore, because I kind of felt like, okay, what is my purpose? Like, where do I go from here? And kind of like what you said, Maria, like, what do I, what is my life going to look like in 10 years or 15 years? Like, where am I going to end up? And so those things all played a part into what what my next steps were going to be. So I think, honestly, despite this crazy pandemic, I think this year has been like my eye-opening year. Like, okay,
Mhm.
what is it that I want to do? Where do I want to go with my life? What things can I still check off my box or my vision board?
Mhm.
Um, to say that I've done 3 vision boards this year is like, I didn't even know what a vision board was till I met Jennifer,
Mhm.
and it's crazy because now I push that on the kids, especially the older ones. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you guys want to do with your life? Where do you see yourselves? And I feel like I'm telling my younger self when I'm talking to them, like,
Mhm.
don't wait till you're 47, 48 to figure out where life is going. I wish that I would have had somebody back then telling me, do a vision board. What do you see your life? Like, I didn't have that support system. So I think right now for me, it's just been self-realization. Like, what what am I capable of? I'm not a creative person. I'm not an artsy person, but this year I've done art, I've done crafts, I've done,
You have.
It's
teaching.
awesome.
I've
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
doing all these things, but more because I got to a point where I was like, this isn't it. Like, this is not, my life is not over. As much as I felt
Yeah.
old, my life is not over. So
Yeah.
then that kind of left me with that feeling of like, I want more. I want more. Even if I suck at crafts, I want to try it. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
even if I'm not great at art, I want to try it. Why? Because I want to be able to say that if something, for God forbid, happens, I don't want to say that I had regrets. And I think that's
Mm.
been my biggest thing this year is I don't want to say that I had regrets. It life definitely threw us some challenges, losing my daughter, losing my mom, you know um just feeling alone, going through a time where it was really, really dark, kind of like, what we've been talking about.
Mhm.
And now I feel like, okay, now hibernation is kind of over. So this
Mm.
time, yeah, I think I am gonna rest a little, a couple days. I'm not the type of person to just sit for 2 weeks, so that's not gonna
Mhm.
happen.
Yep.
Um, but I just think it's more about still figuring out who I am as a person, and letting that person, finally come out, because for a long time
Yeah.
I wasn't able to do that. And, even growing up with 2 girls, I was still a baby myself. So I didn't have that support system. I didn't have people telling me go to school, or, I don't know. It's just, it's been a number of things that, halfway through this master's program, and I was sitting there the other day thinking about my mom, because I'm like, when I graduate, she would have been happy in a traumatic way, but she would have been happy because when I graduated with my associates, she told me to give her my diploma, and I said, why? And then she said, because you wouldn't have finished school if it hadn't been for me, because I was always, and excuse my French, but I was beating your ass because so you'd go to school. And it just really resonated with me as a person, because I thought to myself, like, wow, this was an accomplishment for me. And I didn't even have that support then. And here I am getting ready to graduate my master's. And it's just like, damn, I really did
Yeah.
that. And
Mhm.
so this year, I think, is more just about finding out who I am, and letting go of all those generational things that have held me back for so long. So
Mhm.
this time for me right now has just been about, just trying everything, doing everything, um, just
Yeah.
putting myself out there. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's what this year's for me.
Yeah, yeah, Liza, Liza has made a lot of changes, y'all. So, I've witnessed them. A lot of the women in this community have witnessed them, and we're just so excited to see how how she blossoms into 2021.
Mhm.
Even though, yes, 2020, there's a lot of negative, a lot of setbacks that happen, a lot of people have passed, but there has been a lot of positiveness that has come out of 2020. And
Mhm.
um, I know that investing in yourself will never
Mm-mm.
go out of style, will never hurt you, right? Like, and I think that's one of the things that people get scared, like, oh my God, investing in myself, whether it's investing in
Yeah.
yourself financially, whether it's investing yourself education wise or development, there's always going to be a fruit that's going to come out of that, right? And you're going to see the fruit, whether it's, your lifestyle, the way you feel, the way you see, your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
everything changes. So I
Yeah.
love to hear that. And I think, for me, that's what motivates me because, when you're in the career of serving others, it could get frustrating. You can get
Mm-hmm.
tired when
Mm-hmm.
you see people not, at least for me, and I only could speak on myself. If you see people give up on themselves very quickly, that can be very discouraging and disheartening, right? Because you want people to succeed. You want people to reach their fullest potential. And you want them to want more for themselves. And then when they don't do it, it's discouraging. But then for me, especially like with this organization, when I hear all these positive testimonies and I hear all this great feedback, and I'm just like, all right, Jennifer, let's keep doing this. Like, let's keep pushing, let's keep going, right? Because we have to meet a need and create. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, let's create this for this need because this is the need that women need right now. How do we step in
Mm-hmm.
and become that leader that women need? Because COVID hit, prayer calls hit. I missed today. I overslept, but I know Mary Yee, she got it. She got it on lock with Nancy Rivera, right? Like, I know that that's handled. They're praying constantly for the community. You need a community to connect with. We created the membership. Like, right, we're always trying to become innovative in our approach. We can't do face to face. We let's go online. We have to meet that need
Mm-hmm.
wherever people are at, and that's what motivates me. So I'm excited for 2021. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for all the things that's going to happen because we are definitely, as a community as a whole, we're strategic.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm strategic, I'm sure Maria's strategic. I'm sure Liza's strategic, and everyone else in our membership and our community, we hope that they're strategic as well with how they take on 2021. So, thank you, ladies, for
Yes.
doing the show with us. I know we went over our normal
I
8:15
know. Look at
time,
that.
but
Great
it's Christmas.
conversation.
It's Christmas break, so
Mm-hmm.
we could chat all day if we had to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's I
Yeah.
know we could chat all day, but no, we have to end. So any final announcements? We could start with Liza since she's our guest today. Liza, do you want to share any promos that are going on? And you know what? I want to open this to my viewers. If you got any promos, just write them in the chat. I want to say it pays to watch this show. So Liza, anything that you want to share that you're doing right now, promotions, fundraisers, whatever.
First and foremost, I do want to thank everybody in this community that has not only supported me, but my organization. Obviously Christmas is end of year stuff. So I see who supports us on a regular basis and, who is given throughout the years for all the times that I post things. But truly, like, there are so many stories that I could share, but the bottom line is, like, yesterday we did Operation Grinch Saves Christmas, which I love the Grinch. So we served about 45 plus families yesterday with
Wow.
toys and food for the holidays. And this was my first year doing the adopt a family, and I was really nervous because I was like, what if these people say, yeah, they'll help, and then they don't help? And literally out of all the people that signed up, I think only 2 people didn't come through, but that was okay because we had a backup plan. And there were just so many people that literally reached out and were like, do you have any more families? I'd like to help. And to just see
Oh,
that was like breathtaking because everybody's struggling right now, and yet there were still so many people that really contributed and made Christmas possible. And a lot of people always think, oh, this is just my families. I always open it up to the community as well. So we didn't just serve our families, we served 45 plus families from the Aurora Montgomery community.
wow.
And So whenever you guys see me put up a post saying, I'm raising money, it's generally for a situation that a family is having. We had a mom this year that, was diagnosed with breast cancer. We were able to help her out with a little bit of money. She was also, helped out with Christmas gifts, etc. We had another family who lost a mom right before the pandemic to breast cancer. um, a lot of, not every family that is with us struggles, but there are so many that go through crisis. And I don't really put out a lot of information out there. Sometimes I'll say, hey, I have a kid that needs this, but that generally means that they've come to us for something and they're looking for help. And the one thing I remember most about my mom growing up was she always said, closed mouths don't get fed. So for them
Mm,
to come to us and say, hey, I need help with this, like that's like my cue almost to go into mom mode and be like, okay, let's find a way to make this possible. And we're not able to do that without the support as a community. And this year just really overflowed. And so first of all, like I said, thank you. And if you guys ever feel like checking us out, simplydestiny.com. You can donate through there just randomly or whatever. But this year with donations, we'll be getting out those journals for the girls. There's just been so many different things that it's like, it's funny because sometimes you just don't even know who's listening to you. And when we did the journals for the girls, we ended up getting a grant for that from a friend of mine. And I never even realized she was paying attention. And then
aw,
she was
Mm,
literally like, did you get the call? And I'm like, what call? That was you? Because it ended up coming from her job.
wow.
And so it's really important because I always say you never know what the person next to you is going through. And so to think of that during this holiday season, yes, there are a lot of us that struggled, like you said, and had a rough year, but there are a lot of us that were still okay. And so just remember, my favorite hashtag is check on your strong friends. So definitely.
mm.
Mm.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Liza, for sharing. Yeah, definitely. Even if you follow her on Facebook, she always shares all the stuff that she is doing for Simply Destiny, which is doing a big impact in the Aurora community. And we're gonna eventually move it to Chicago, right? So I know I'm waiting for that also. So we're excited for that. And Maria, do you have
Awesome.
anything you wanted to promote or share or any final thoughts?
Yeah, I had a great time as usual. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Yeah, if you guys want to learn more about Now You Invest, I can put the link in and you can just take a look at it. And then reach out to me and we can have a one-on-one and I can tell you more about it, walk you through it. And the other thing is I do have a page called Alas, Eleva con Conocimiento, and I am also posting some meditation videos up there that you might be needing right around this time. So it's in Spanish. I'm looking to put some either bilingual or other some English material up there. For right now, it's in Spanish, and I'm really just trying to help people out with some quiet time and self care. So hope to
Nice.
see you
Yes.
there.
She's really good at that stuff, y'all. So definitely check her out. She puts you to sleep in a good way, relaxing, very
You always
relaxing
say
yoga. I always say that because we had her for a retreat and she did the yoga. And I remember like, oh, I'm gonna fall asleep right now. I feel so relaxed. So, but
that's so
I
fun.
didn't obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, of course, I want to make sure Mary actually shared. She says she has
Hmm.
opportunities where you get $20 off her boot camp that starts on 1/4/21. So I'm actually going to share this actually really awesome fact for our community. So check out Mary. She's the beach body queen. You want workouts, you want beach body products, you want shakes. Check her out since she's here promoting. And if anyone else jumps on, I'll share your promos. But we have lost as a community, y'all. Okay. We have lost as a community. I'm talking about weight. Okay. In 1 year. Okay. 275 pounds
Wow.
as a
That's
community.
awesome. Hmm.
Me, when I found out, I said, that's two adults and a child. like
Well, that depends how you look at that.
well, okay, but
Yeah, yeah.
like let's say an average 100-pound
Mm,
woman or 120
yeah.
woman, and then a teenager, 80,
Yeah.
80 something, whatever. That's where I was kind of leading. But 200, we are as a community 275 pounds lighter.
Wow, that is great.
That is great. And that is all through accountability from
Mhm.
January
Mhm.
2020 to now. And we're not even done with the last loser.
Mhm.
We should change the name to that thing, but it's called the Wise Biggest Loser, right? Like, you people come together, hold each other accountable. We're doing weigh-ins. We put a little fire under your butt because there's fines, so that makes you kind of work a little harder. Liza herself, her vitals have gone back to normal because I know that she was struggling with enzymes,
Fatty
fatty liver
liver.
Wow.
enzymes. Yeah. So she brought that down to normal. So as a whole, our community has lost that much weight, myself included, which I've lost 15 pounds since. And actually, I drank coffee and forgot to weigh myself today. Dang it. So, you know, I shouldn't have done that. But I wanted to promote, we will be launching Biggest Loser pretty soon again. It's only opened once this year for the public to join. We're not going to be opening it to people outside of our communities, our membership, and our alumni. So, January, if you want to join that, we will be putting promos for that. And then, of course, we're going to be our membership community. If you guys like what you see here, these women are part of our membership. They graduated from our cohort community. We're very strategic and specific on our development. Right now, it's $30 a month to join our membership. And for $30 a month, that ain't nothing because you can eat that literally in McDonald's. Like,
Mhm.
I just try to like make it make sense. Like, you go to McDonald's now and you can pay $30 for a meal for four people. Like, that's
Easily.
insane.
Easily.
Insane. Yes. So can you imagine saving that $30 and instead of that putting it into your personal development? The investment is gonna not only help your family, it's gonna help your social life, your business, your well-being. Like, just that $30 investment helps for down even your generations to come. I truly believe that. So we're making an impact here. So I just wanted to put that out
Yeah.
there for everyone. So if you guys need more information, you can also reach out to me about that. We have a website. You can go to womenselfdevelopment.org, or you can follow us at Women's Self Development. So definitely ask us about our exclusive membership community, which right now it is a steal for all the stuff that we're providing. Masterminds cost thousands of
Mhm.
dollars to come together and be held accountable. I mean, just one mastermind that's for lifetime was like 20 grand with one of my coaches. Like, come on, y'all. Like, this $30 a month
Wow.
ain't nothing, right? $30 a month to get things done, it's a steal. So want to definitely make sure that I share that with all the viewers. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, look, we have Ann Andrews. She said, "You ladies are awesome." Thank you, Ann. Thank you, ladies, for everyone that watched and shared. We appreciate you. And we are signing off now. And we will see you next
Bye.
Yes. A
Wednesday.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Yes.
Yes. Have a
Have a great
safe
holiday.
holiday.
Yes.
Yes. God bless you guys. Bye bye.